Hi, have you ever been to a basketball game and wondered why referees called the fouls that they did or didn't call the fouls that they didn't call? Most of you are probably saying yes. You've probably yelled at the referees, maybe yelled some not so nice things, but I'm going to teach you the basics of officiating. So the next time you're at a game and you feel like you disagree with the ref, you can at least yell at the correct official. So to show you, there's the first two things you should know is there are two-person mechanics, which are used mainly for junior high, JV, and some small school varsity. The other type of officiating is called three-person mechanics. This is used for your larger varsity high school games, college basketball, and above. So here's the basic setup. For the purpose of this video, we'll use all three-person mechanics. So if we go to the half court, first off, you should know that the person on the baseline is the lead official. The person on the offside is the center official, and the person at the top is the trail official. The lead official is in charge of watching for fouls inside the three-point arc on their side, and from the center of the lane over on their side. Notice that they are not responsible for the 3-point on their side. The center official is responsible for the other side of the lane, inside the 3-point arc, and that goes all the way up from their side of the lane. Everything else on their side. And the trail official is in charge of the 3-point area on their side, everything above the arc, all the way over to the center's area. As you notice, the top of the key area doesn't have somebody shown. This area can be seen by all three officials pretty well. For the basic part of it, the trail official is responsible for it, but it's not considered a bad thing if one of the other officials call something in that area. So now that you can see the basic setup, we are going to throw some players on there to show you how it works. If you have offense, we'll say offense is blue, defense is green, and give them the basketball. Just basic looks right now. You have two officials on the strong side, where most of the players are, and so that leaves the center official with only 2 matchups to watch, so it's very evenly based. If the offense, for this case, is just going to run a basic flex, so if the ball goes over here, these people cut. This person down screens, goes up, pop out. So now you can see that there are more players on this side with only one official than over here. This is something unique to 3-man that you can do. The lead official will pinch down to the lane, or close down, whichever you want to call it, to their lane line. Make sure the ball is really going to settle over here for a while. A few seconds, and then they'll go ahead and come across the lane. This will allow the center official to become the new trail, the trail to become the new center, and the lead can go over to kind of their home position. And now you're back to your basics where you have 2 officials looking at the majority of the players with 1 official on the weak side of the play. So this basic thing, and we're going to go ahead and redraw the new zones to show you what it will look like with it being switched. Have your lead official, your trail, and your center. The lead is again responsible from the center of the lane over to inside the 3-point arc. The trail is responsible for the 3 on their side. And everything over to the opposite lane line. This is called a 60-40 split between the trail and the center. And your center, or C, is responsible for, again, everything kind of on their side with the less amount of players. So if we put our players back on, you can see that it's the exact same setup as that we just had, except now the coverage areas mark where the officials actually are. You can see the lead is going to be watching the post players and kind of the people down here close to the baseline. The trail will mostly be watching the people with the ball, and the center is kind of keeping an eye on all these people and sort of in the lane area. Just for a little bit of vocabulary, if you were to take all these players off, these are called primary coverage areas. Pretty much each official lives and dies in their area. Whatever's in the purple, the lead is primarily responsible for. Occasionally the trail or the C could make a call, even if it's in this area. Maybe it's a screen or the backside of a play that the lead official can't see. So that is okay every now and then, but not all the time. The lead is responsible for calling out of bounds on the baseline, and the trail is responsible for calling out of bounds on their baseline and also backcourt. And the center is in charge of this line for calling out of bounds. These are just the basic outlines for 3-person officiating at the high school level. Please keep in mind this is high school level. Things are a little bit different in college and in NBA, WNBA, and international. When you do yell at the refs, be kind. It's a lot harder than it looks, but I hope you learned something. So now if you do yell, you can at least yell at the right official. Thanks.